Welcome back, guys. FearlessDojo here, and we're back at Mass Effect, and as you can clearly see, probably don't really recognize where we are. My apologies, I did a rather long recording, over an hour, maybe an hour and a half, of a mission, and my but my recording was corrupted, and I cannot get it back. So, last thing you guys saw was the collector ship, and we got the assassin that I can't find on here. Professor, veteran, master thief. No, I'm missing. Oh, here it is. The assassin. Thane. We got Thane. But what you guys did miss is we went back to Ilium and completed Liara's mission for system hacking. And that was, I mean, I spent probably 20 minutes trying to figure that out, but that was just going around Ilium and doing the little hacking mission. You didn't really miss anything there. It's just literally going up to terminals and you hack and then you try and find the next terminal. We did that, and then that unlocked the expansion, or the DLC for Liara, Lair of the Shadowbreaker. And there was some neat stuff there, unfortunately. So she actually parties up with you and she tells you to meet up with her at her place, and you go to there, but there was a crime scene, and you investigate the crime scene at her apartment, find some clues, and the whole time you have another Asari that comes in, and she is a Spectre just like you. Turns out she's the one that tried to kill Liara. So then you and Liara team up, track her down, you do some basically rooftop jumping, and eventually you kill her. And she has the coordinates because she works for the Shadow Broker. And yeah, you finally Shadow Broker, you go on his ship, which is in some kind of planet that half of the planet is scorched by the sun and the other half of the planet is in shadow and frozen. And as his ship is like perfectly positioned to stay in, like basically in between the sun and the shadow, so that's why he's so hard to track, because there's some huge storm there. And you get on his ship and you fight a bunch of baddies, and you eventually fight him himself. And then at the end of that, Liara becomes a Shadow Broker, and she basically says, you have to go do your mission, I'm gonna do my mission here. And Liara stays behind. Actually, we are picking up right now after all that, and I think we're still on the Shadow Broker ship in this dark hallway, and you're basically caught up. It's unfortunate that we missed one of the DLCs for the game, but it was okay. It was pretty, I mean, there was good seeing Liara again. Other than that, though, the DLC was kind of underwhelming. There's just a lot of, like, shooting bad guys. There wasn't a whole lot of story depth to it outside of Liara becoming the Shadow Broker. Fighting the other Spectre was kind of cool, but other than that, it wasn't too bad. It was like an hour and a half. So you guys can probably YouTube Shadow Broker DLC Mass Effect 2, and you'll probably be able to get it. Other than that, there's not a whole lot I can do, and my apologies, but hopefully I got all of my recording stuff fixed, my settings are back to normal. Hopefully you guys can hear me, and hopefully the game looks good. So we're going to pick up from here and get back into some Mass Effect after my too long a break. So let's see what happens.
Shephard,
there she is.
It's so good to see you. I've set up a few terminals with information I think you'll find interesting. Take a look.
Okay, so we're basically just unlocking this now. Not sure what this thing is.
Welcome back, Shadow Broker.
What's this?
That's the old broker's VI assistant. It's actually been helpful with rebuilding the network.
Please let me know if I can organize anything else for you, Shadow Broker.
It also thinks anyone in the room is the broker. I'll play around with the settings later.
My manual is ready whenever you have a moment.
Okay.
How are you doing, Liara?
I'm a bit overwhelmed, to be honest. The Shadow Broker had more resources than you can imagine. Here, come on over. He had top-level access to the Turian and Asari governments. And more than one Solarian Dalatros traded intel. And now it's ours.
Is it too much?
If you're in over your head, we could just crash this thing and walk away.
That's just it. In a way, I feel like I belong here. Working on my own, I was always hunting for leads. With the Shadow Broker's resources, it's about organizing, cataloging. I've got everything, Shephard. This is a dream job. Although, the location could be better.
Be careful.
You're not gonna turn into a recluse with creepy information on everyone in the galaxy, are you?
I can understand the temptation. I've got all the secrets of the galaxy at my fingertips. Give me 10 minutes and I could start a war. But I've got a purpose. Helping you stop the Reapers. That will keep me honest. You know, relatively speaking.
Have you found anything useful yet?
The Shadow Broker knew about the Reapers. Perhaps that's why he offered to help prove Saren's guilt to the Council.
He didn't want Saren to succeed.
He also knew that the Collectors were Protheans, repurposed to be Harbinger's puppets. There's even some data on the Protheans. I think he knew what was coming and was looking for a way to survive.
Prothean data.
Why was he still looking at Protheans? They gave us the warning and the conduit at Ilos, but we've used those.
The Shadow Broker seemed to think there was more out there. Perhaps the Protheans had other plans. Or maybe he was just grasping at anything that offered some hope.
How'd you know what the Shadow Broker was?
I didn't. I had no idea what to expect when we finally found him. But I researched pre-spaceflight cultures during some of my Prothean studies. I know a bit about the Yogg. There's more on the terminals if you want to look. They're a fascinating culture, and a terrifying one.
So the Yogg is actually the species that the Shadow Broker was, which is we've never seen before, but it was just kind of a big bipedal creature. I mean, it wasn't too exceptional.
How's Farron doing?
As well as you'd expect.
Farron's her
after
friend
2 years of
that we
intermittent
freed.
torture.
You gonna be okay?
I don't know. He wants to work, so I'm letting him help. Maybe it takes his mind off it.
So, you and Farron?
No. He's been through a traumatic ordeal. He's emotionally fragile and needs to heal. He's very grateful to me for saving him. But it would be irresponsible of me to take advantage of that.
It was good talking with you, Liara. Let me know if you need anything.
I think what I need right now is a friend. I can't leave for too long, but spending all my time on this ship. Maybe next time you come by, I could come up to the Normandy.
That sounds great. Why don't you come up now?
Okay, thanks. I'll be right there. Just give me a minute.
Weird. Did I mess up? Oh. Oh, okay.
Did you enjoy the tour?
Yes, it's a beautiful ship. And I ran into Joker. He seemed happy to see me. Although, he did ask if I'd embraced eternity lately.
Of course he did.
I also spoke with Dr. Chakwas.
My ship collection.
I'm glad she's doing well. I brought you something. It took some digging, but I recovered your tags.
Wow.
I thought I'd never see these again.
They changed hands more than once. Do you remember Admiral Hackett? He gave them to me so I could return them to you. He sends his best and hopes you're okay. So, how are you doing, Shephard? I mean, really. Not what you tell your squad to keep morale up.
I'm frustrated.
Honestly, I'm tired. Tired of dealing with Cerberus. Tired of the Council ignoring me. Tired of my closest friends not believing me?
Yes, I heard about what Ashley said on Horizon. I'm sorry. But their short-sightedness doesn't diminish what you've accomplished. There wouldn't be a
Darn
man,
right it
woman,
doesn't.
or child left on Horizon, if not for you.
You know the worst part of it? Cerberus planted intel to lure the collectors there. Horizon was bait.
Those bastards.
They'd have hit another world if we hadn't lured them there, but aren't you gonna tell me not to work with them?
I gave them your body, remember? What should I say? And I trust you. You'll stick to your beliefs no matter what Cerberus wants. So tell me what you want. What are you fighting for?
Survival.
It's not what I'm fighting for. It's what I'm fighting against.
The Reapers?
Everything. The galaxy. Mercs, Geth, Varen, Thresher Maws. Some days it's like the whole damn galaxy is trying to kill me.
It should have picked an easier fight. I should get back to my base, but thanks for inviting me up, Shephard.
Come back soon.
Oh, he misses her. The art is cool. Very, what's the word I'm looking for? Level-headed. There we go. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna make this its own episode, guys, just for like a little catch up to what happened, what we missed, welcoming back, and that's pretty much gonna be the end of this episode, guys. I really appreciate it, and we're gonna get back into it. Thanks for watching. FearlessDojo out.